Okay, coming off a big road victory where we faced some major adversity, real happy with the way our team responded, our coaches responded. To come home, from Ole Miss with a road victory was really big. Turned our attention to Vanderbilt now. Very good team, a very disciplined team. They lead the league in turnover margin. They protect the football. They're one of the best in penalties. They don't beat themselves. They make you earn it. Defensively, in our league play, 15 points a game, which is very impressive. They got a lot of guys back from last year. They play extremely hard. They play extremely physical. They don't give up a whole lot of big plays, which really stands out to me. Offensively, it starts with the running back, Ralph Webb, one of the better offensive players in our league. I believe he leads our league in all-purpose yards, which is really something because most defenses really focus in on him. They beat Georgia at Georgia. They played Florida down to the very end. Very good football team. They have our full attention. It's an early kick. We're going to have to be awake and ready to go. But very good football team, and they have our full attention. Questions?
A few weeks ago, you were talking about Stanton Truitt and kind of everything happens for a reason for his move. Do you feel the same way about Camp Petway in terms of that he wasn't going to be a running back, especially last year, even going into this year?
Yeah, there's probably a little bit of that. We recruited him. He's a running back in high school, and we thought he was a very good running back. Well, last year we had a lot of running back depth. So to get him on the field, we played H-back, which he was very physical, did a very good job with that. We moved him in spring to tailback, and you could tell he picked right off to where he left off in high school. And we knew in the spring that he had a chance to be a good running back. And he's still learning as he goes, but he's a real weapon right now. He's running really hard. He's protecting the football. He's getting more and more comfortable the more he plays.
Coach, as you look back over this run, is there a particular moment where you feel like it just started clicking for the offense?
We played well offensively against Arkansas State, and then we moved the ball well against a very good LSU team. We had to kick too many field goals, but we moved the ball. So probably LSU was the first time that, hey, we got a chance if we just figure out a way to get the ball in the red zone. And, if you really look back, we had very few guys that started from last year. We got a bunch of new guys, a bunch of freshmen, redshirt freshmen. So, they grew. They kept fighting. Sean started getting more comfortable, and people around him started being in the spots they needed to be, and we were able to run the football. Our line kind of came together. Our running backs started feeling more comfortable. So I think it was just a process, but probably LSU game, you look back, you say, well, we can move the ball against a good defense, and that's probably when it really started to start thinking that way.
I asked Brett about how, at this point in the season, when you start getting a little bit more comfortable with the offense, then you can start playing more off tendencies. As a play caller, as a coach, has that become a little bit more fun when you know that your guys are accustomed to things and you can play off of that and expand?
Yeah, anytime you have strengths, the defense is going to have to do some things to stop it. And if you can do one thing off of that strength to open it up, then you kind of go back to your strength. So, there's a little bit to be said for that. But, tendencies, good offenses do have tendencies. And that's a good thing, but you've also got to use the tendencies against the defense.
Yes, we've heard a lot about Sean and the competitive fire and those kind of things, but Saturday, the third down runs, the plays he made, how much did you see him grow up even more on Saturday?
Yeah, he played an outstanding game. The 3rd and 13 was unbelievably huge. He sacrificed his body and found a way. And then it was a 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 5 early in the game. He found a way to get a first down when they were played man coverage. So, that's starting. He's starting to really evolve as a quarterback in this league, and really starting to establish himself as a really good quarterback in this league. And he played very well the other night.
Making plays like that, how important is that for a team to see their quarterback?
Oh yeah, he's a tough guy, and the team had respect for him, already because he's a tough guy. But now he's starting to become more of a run threat. You know, you look at the zone read where they brought 2 off the edge right there, and he put his hand down and ended up making a positive play out of a negative play situation. So, you know, he's starting to do the little things that a good quarterback in this league does. But our, you know, his teammates and his coaches have respect for his toughness, and that's kind of been all along. Last year he played when he probably shouldn't have played, but that's just his competitive fire.
What is Contex's biggest limiting factor right now for playing time?
Well, it's just experience. I mean, he still made a big 3rd down catch the other night. You know, we tried to throw it deep to him. I mean, he's doing a good job. He's a freshman, and but he's a talented freshman. He's growing. He's competing, and we're very happy with him.
Coach, after the Ole Miss game, Cutway said he's out there looking to hit tacklers rather than be the one getting
Yeah.
hit. When you have a guy setting the tone like that in the ground game, do you think that can be intimidating for an opposing
I think so. Yeah, we got to get him some media training also, you know. But we're working on that, aren't we, Kirk? And but hey, he's a super person, first of all. Fine young man. He's running so physical, and you know he does look people up. You know, I told him it's okay every now and then to fake, you know, and run by him. But he really likes looking them up and run them over.
What do you like about Zach Cunningham, 41 on their defense, their linebacker?
Yeah, love the way he plays. I mean, Zach Cunningham's one of the better defensive players in our league. He's very impressive the way he sheds blocks. He comes off blocks and makes plays as good as any linebacker in our league, and he can run. He can really run. He's a rangy guy. I mean, they got other good players too now. It's not just him. They got, in my opinion, 4 or 5 other really good defensive players.
Was Zach a guy, I think he was recruited when you first got to Auburn. So you guys you looked at when you got the head coaching job?
Yeah, matter of fact, we were recruiting at Arkansas State. And then, of course, you know, we had 4 weeks to figure out, you know, what we had and what we didn't have. And there was some linebacker commitments already had, and we were trying to hold on to, you know, so, you know, it was kind of one of those things that, you know, we did talk to him, but it was such a tough turnaround with the new staff and everything. He's a great player.
If you talk to a lot of the fans who are already looking ahead, they're thinking big picture, we can win the SEC, the Iron Bowl and all that. Is it easy or hard for you guys to get your guys when those things are possibly out there to focus?
Yeah, we don't, only thing we've talked about is Vanderbilt. We got our hands full. We don't, hypotheticals in this league, if you look ahead in this league, you get burned. And we got our hands full. And our players know that, our coaches know it, and we've not said one word about anything left in the schedule. So, you know, I don't know what everybody else is saying, but in our house, in our little room here with our coaches and players, we're locked in on Vanderbilt. That's it, 100%.
Coach Derek Mason, he came in as a defensive guy at Vandy. What do you see in the way they play on that side of the ball that's maybe a reflection of who he is as a coach?
Yeah, well, he's a very good football coach. He's a very good defensive coach, and you can see the way his team plays. I mean, they're tough guys. They play extremely hard. They play team defense. That's what really stands out to me. I mean, they fly to the ball. They tackle well. They play physical, especially at the line of scrimmage. And you know, you look at their big plays, big play run cut-ups. There's not a whole lot of them. I mean, they do a super job with their run fits. And I said when you look at the stat that the points in conference play in our conference, 15 points this time of year. I mean, they're a real defense.
We haven't talked a lot about Robert Leff. Just what kind of season is he having? There's some websites out there that are saying that he's the best lineman maybe on the team grading out in some games.
Yeah, Robert's playing very physical. You know, Robert came on last year. You know, he did our unbalanced, played some tight end. He blocked extremely well at the point of attack, and you know, he's really emerged as you know, one of our top guys. He's pass protected extremely well, running behind him, running to him. I mean, he's been one of those consistent guys that he's playing his best football. You know, he's a senior. He's had a role up to this season, really establishing himself as one of our better offensive players.
Why go with Braden outside, why not left, outside? I'm just curious.
I'm not telling. There's a reason, but I'm not going to tell everybody.
It's been about a month since Malik had his knee surgery. Do you have any update on his progress?
Yeah, he's actually jogging now, I think, this week, and he's trying to get healthy. You know, but I think, put it this way, it's going really well, his progression, and he's worked extremely hard.
That's what about Paul James, any update on him?
Paul James is rehabbing. You know, we're hoping to get him back for spring practice is what we're hoping.
In short-term sense, Gus, Rhett kind of compared Tony's injury to carry-ons in a little bit, in a way that
Yeah.
you got to sit him, you had a chance to sit him.
Yeah.
You're hoping that that'll help you in the last.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, he tried to practice last week, and I think it was Tuesday, and we had to pull him out of practice. I mean, he was hurting pretty good, and we were hoping maybe Thursday he'd feel better. He didn't feel a whole lot better. That's a tough injury, and so this week we're hoping to get him back, and we'll see today, you know, in practice, let him move around, see how he's doing. Obviously, he's been one of our impact players in the receiving crew in the passing game, so it'd be nice to have him back. I'll know more after today.
Kind of the same deal with Trey Williams? Yeah.
What's that?
Is it kind of the same deal with Trey Williams?
Yeah, it is. You know, here's what, I mean, everybody's gonna practice today. So if everybody practices today, it's usually a good sign. I mean, we'll see once they move around, but, you know, this time of year, if somebody doesn't practice on Tuesday, sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge, but we'll see.
How did Jason Smith do, coming back, getting a little bit more playing time?
Yeah, he's starting to get back in the groove. You know, he's played, you know, half quarterback, half receiver, and did a really good job at receiver the other night, and you'll see him on the field more and more the rest of the season. And did a good job on special teams when he got in there, too.
I'm curious, I don't know if you saw the South Carolina win over the weekend with Coach Muschamp, if you pay attention to that. Is it, I know he's here with you last year, does that matter, you know, do you enjoy seeing him win games like that, or is that, it worked out for you guys too with bringing Kevin Steele here, but
Yeah.
is that kind of good to see your former coach?
Yeah, and they got Bobby Bentley on staff. You know, he's one of my good friends. I'm rooting for him, and you know, his son Jake is, you know, so I was definitely happy for them.